We're going live. We're live today. We're just live simply because I was talking to a gentleman and we're talking about track. He's asking me some questions about some things, and I was like, that's a good question. Let's go ahead and put that on to live. So it's Ian Dildine, and he's going to be logging in real soon. And he's going to talk about a couple things. One, about his process with track, and then also a question that he asked, which was, what do you do after Rutgers? What you do to get like sponsors when you're post-collegiate, like what do you do to get stuff, because you don't get stuff. So let's wait for him to join this group. See if he's in the class yet or the room. Let's see. Well, for those who are in this room so far, what's up? There he is. All right. I don't know about you, but it's cold. It's loading. Hopefully we'll be able to stay on without breaking. There he is. Ian, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
All right, so Ian and I were talking this morning, direct messages and talking about track, and we actually have some mutual friends with coaches and things like that. And we ended up on here because I was like, let's go ahead and push this over to a conversation for those who would like to learn about these things. So Ian, real quick, tell people who are watching, I guess, what is your background and what you're doing.
So I used to be a Division I and Division II collegiate long jumper and triple jumper, and now I'm trying to go into the I wouldn't say the professional world, but the post-collegiate world with track. I'm also a youth club and high school track coach back in Fresno, California, which I'm going to be doing once I'm done competing, because I know my body's not going to last that long. So I went to Northern Arizona University for a year, transferred back to my junior college at Fresno City, go Rams, and then now I'm up at Central Washington University finishing out my last quarter before I graduate. So I also met a guy by the name of Nick Newman, who is an amazing jumps coach up at Cal Berkeley. Go follow him on Twitter if you guys want to learn some more about coaching at the collegiate level. I've been doing track since middle school and just started to fall in love with it.
Really good. And so right now you're going through, I guess, troubles with the post-collegiate life of, competing, finding track meets, finding places to practice, weight training facilities. What's the issues you're going through right now? What are you having trouble with?
So at the moment, we have an outdoor track at the college I go to, but we also get snow during the next few months. Yeah. It already snowed like 4 days here already, and then we have no indoor track. We have an indoor field house facility that is a hard rubber tennis court material, basketball court material.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So you could use spikes on it, but it doesn't have very good response to it, and you will kill your body and joints if you try to jump on it. So that's my big problem, is the facility. Weight room, I've already paid my dues for a rec facility on campus.
Okay.
So I'm using that. I have pretty much everything I need, some bumper plates, hex bar, which our athletic weight room doesn't even have. Wow. And then we have an indoor 200-meter track on there, but I can't use my spikes, and it's just kind of like for warm-up stuff. Yeah. And that's pretty much about it.
It's almost like you're living in the third world country.
It feels like it. My junior college is bigger than the undergrad population here.
Wow. But I'm pretty sure the education is great then, right? Classroom.
Oh yeah, it's one of the top, I guess, education schools to become a teacher in Washington and on the West Coast.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
So what got you with Nick? How'd you get in contact with Nick Newman?
So right after I finished with all my eligibility up here at Central Washington, I started looking at all the coaches that I know. I contacted Jeremy Fisher, who coaches down at the Olympic Training Center, doing a phenomenal job out there with Brittany Reese, Will Clay, and Chris Bernard, I believe that's his last name.
Yeah.
You know, I've shadowed him for a week back in 2012. So I kind of created a coaching friendship, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
And P directed me towards Nick. I also hit up you, of course, because I still thought you were doing the private sector, but now I guess it's only the youth sector, and I'm a little old to be a youth athlete. Wish I was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I messaged Nick. He actually trained and was like a follow student or so of Boo Scheck-Snyder and Dan Paft with one of my old jumps coaches when I was at Northern Arizona.
Yeah.
So I did what all, I guess, young coaches do is add the coach on Facebook, message him, and was like, hey, do you do this and that? And lucky enough, he does private coaching, and so I started working with him last spring quarter. Okay.
And how you liking his concepts and philosophy? You know, it's because we both have a very similar philosophy coming from that base brand path. You know, of course, we always move from that point, but how you liking his philosophy and his methods?
Oh, I love it. Very, very heavy on the speed and power. We have like our acceleration day Monday, jump tech day on Tuesday, kind of like approach day on Wednesday, recovery on Thursday, and then we also do some like max accelerate or max velocity sprinting on Friday, and some extensive tempo or speed endurance on Saturdays.
So you're pretty much following the rollover phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did that for about a year and a half. I was able to keep my performance at a high level the whole time, which is good.
Yeah, I love it. I've progressed so much in, I guess, when was it? February when I started. So not quite a full year yet.
Okay.
But it just takes a long time to rewire the nervous system.
Yeah. It takes a while. It's almost, they say, about 2 years to kind of get in the rhythm of everything.
That's what Nick had told me.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, the question that you asked before was like, you know, what options or how did I get, I guess, funding or sponsorship or whatever? Like, how did I operate in that post-collegiate world? Well, just like everyone else, you know, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I need clothes. So I would go buy, you know, I would go to Walmart, or not Walmart, but I don't know, the shopping places out here.
Yeah.
You know, to find the sale rack and just find whatever I could, because it adds up. You know, if you think about it, if you do 10 track meets and it's $20 per track meet, you're looking at a bunch of money right there, and that's if they're local. You know, luckily in Southern California, we have track meets where are very high profile track meets that are just within driving distance. But when it came to the training facilities, I was lucky enough to work at Athletic Republic. So I would say you want to find a way to get into an athlete training center. Like there's Velocity, there might be like CrossFit areas now. CrossFit is a space that you can actually drop weights in the facilities. 24-hour Fitness, LA Fitness, you know, they're great, but you can't drop weights. You can't train the way that you want to train. Plus, they may not have just the space. If you're training there in the afternoon, January, it's going to be packed there.
Yeah, I joined a CrossFit gym actually this past summer during their open weight sessions. I just go in with Nick's weight workouts and do that. The only problem was they didn't have like athletic trainers
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's where you have to you got to switch your hat off from being the athlete and put on the manager. You got to start.
Yeah.
What I did was I reached out to companies and I asked to be a brand ambassador. Now, there's two ways of doing it. One is you're really good, you have the A standard, and you're going to bring them money. So then you go to them and say, I'm going to put you on this type of status or awareness. But for most of us, we don't have that. So what you have to do is you have to go there and say, what I'm going to do is I want to be able to get this much product from you guys. Maybe it's $1,000 or $400 of product. And I'm going to do these things with your product that helps them generate that much money in business. So on their end, they're paying nothing. They're giving you clothes and you're bringing them sales. So that's the number one way to kind of get that going is have a strategy of, I want $1,000 worth of stuff. Here's how I'm going to bring you $1,000 worth of sales. And when you can present that, then you're set. I got lucky I got one pair of 2XU tights back in 2011 or whatever. I literally ran in those tights every single day. I'm pretty sure I didn't wash them every day, but I wore them every single day. And I did a bunch of videos wearing that gear. I tagged them. I feel that I kind of brought 2XU in track and field. They were going to do it anyway, but I was the person that kind of brought the attention to it because I wore it every single track meet. I was known as that guy with the X's. That's what I was literally known as when I competed. But then the next year they saw what I was doing and they sponsored me the next year. So I got like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of gear. So you kind of have to do the work prior to getting the stuff. Maybe you go buy an Adidas shirt and then just start flooding your social media with Adidas gear. Then maybe they'll sign you to an ambassador contract. So that would be one thing when it comes to getting gear. When it comes to like therapy and rehab, because that stuff is expensive, you're gonna have to literally grab their flyers and walk door to door and pass out flyers for them. Just grab it and just go. And then say, hey, does anyone, come back and sign up? And then they may say, hey, you're hustling for me. I love it. Here's 3 or 4 sessions. And you can use those once a week per month. Like literally, you have to work. You have to physically work for it. And so that, I think, will be the answer for those. You have to literally just pick up their services and just go start doing it. And then once you do it, then you can ask for them, hey, I've been doing this the last 3-4 months or 2 months. Can I have this? And now they're obligated to be like, you know what? Yeah, here you can have a couple free sessions or whatever else. And that'll be a way to kind of get that going.
Okay. Yeah, because I have a chiropractor back home who also does some manual massage therapy as well. So, yeah, I should talk to him about doing that then as well.
Yeah. What I've looked at is switching over to like the entrepreneur side of business of track is nothing's free. Like, even if they give you something, they're giving you something because they want you to sell the heck out of it, But if a lot of as an athlete, we were given stuff in high school, we were given stuff in college, we were given a scholarship, we're given dorms, like whatever range it is. And then we leave college and we're expecting people to give us stuff. And we go out and say, give us stuff. That's not how it works. It's, I'm going to do this for you. I'm offering a service. When it came to college, you offered make it to nationals, or you offered a certain mark or certain distances in your performance that can get a league or conference championship. That's what that they're paying for. So when you look at it from that aspect, I think that's going to be the huge part of getting sponsorship or ambassadors or any type of help.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's my little 2 cents. If that helps.
Yeah, it's a lot more putting me on the right track of what to do and where to go.
Yeah. And then what's your schedule like when it comes to training? Are you working? Are you just doing school? What's your life like right now?
So right now, all I'm doing is school,
Mm-hmm.
which is a full-time student. I'm taking 14 or 15 credits this quarter, and trying to train. So I have class in the morning. I get done around 12 or 1 p.m. depending on the day.
Yeah.
Go eat a quick lunch at whatever time I get out, and then wait an hour or so, because I try to do the whole 1 gram of carb per 1 kilogram of body weight,
Okay.
just to get some proper fueling in before I go train.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go do my track session, and then depending on how taxing that was, I'll wait like an hour or so, grab a quick snack, and then go do my weight session.
Okay.
And late afternoon, evening. And then from there, I go back home, do homework, send Coach Newman my videos from the day, depending on if I had any.
Mm-hmm.
I try to talk to him as much as I can, since he's in Cal Berkeley and I'm up in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also a very vital component, the communication.
Yeah.
And then try and go to bed at a reasonable time,
Yeah.
because that college life, homework, and actually this is our finals week too.
Wow.
Luckily enough, I'm taking sport coaching minor classes.
Okay.
So the professors are pretty cool, and they don't give out finals.
Oh, that's good. So you get to hang out.
Hang out, relax, recovery on my own. This last summer when I went to University of Kansas for the USATF JOs,
Mm-hmm.
I bought my own, it's a Haido International TENS and EMS
Okay.
machine.
Yeah.
So every night I try to use that on my calves and hamstrings.
Now, is that for recovery only?
I use it for recovery only. I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate that in my lifting, because I know I've talked to you once about yours, that you have the Compex,
Yeah.
and how you incorporate that, because you're getting that constant contraction and relaxation of the muscle
Yeah.
when you're lifting. And I quite haven't figured that out yet with mine, with the
Okay.
intensity and modes.
Okay. I'm not too familiar with that unit, but I do know the Compex, it's able to target, different types of fibers at completely different frequencies. And, I was sponsored by them for a while, so I have like every single unit, literally. And I'm back on it now because I'm not able to train as much, so I'm usually using it when I'm sitting down or on the computer. But I would say just continue playing with it. Maybe do some research on the frequency that you need to be at for each part, and what frequency it hits to hit the quick twitch fibers and so on. Keep playing around with that. But I mean, for the recovery, that's almost mandatory. You do your training, and then you do that, and then you ice after.
What about throwing a ice pack on with it?
That's good, but I think that's more for like the therapy side of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not an expert in this field, so I don't even want to give you just random wrong information. But
I always did it because that's what physical therapy.
Yeah.
After I had tore my hamstring tendon and messed up my Achilles, they would always put like stim with an ice pack on.
Okay. Now, how were you dealing with injury? Like, you said you were frustrated with injury and stuff. What do you think was the cause to these injuries?
A lot of it, I have one leg slightly longer than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So once I moved up here to Washington, I started getting my hips readjusted and realigned. So I know that also took away a lot of overcompensation injuries. But a lot of it I feel like was overuse injuries. Not to, I guess, diss on the program I was at here. Mm-hmm. We would do, it felt like 1,000 single leg bounds a week. Okay. And I honestly feel like that was way too much.
Yeah.
And so, I'd get ankle injuries, my shins would start hurting, and I'd start noticing my teammates the same thing.
Okay.
And I just started saying, well, our workout, this is what we were doing. Maybe that had point to it or how I'm dealt with it.
Yeah. What would you tell, I guess, last thing, what would you tell athletes when they're going through the decision of choosing a school, the process of choosing a school? What would you give them advice-wise, besides just, good education, which is obvious? What would you say is important?
So for me, I'm big in my faith. I prayed about it constantly, day after day. But, talk with your coaches about it and be like, hey, you also want to, if, you want to go there for not just your education, but, your track side or sports side, if they're paying for it, I'd highly recommend going somewhere where if they get snow like they do up here, do they have a good indoor facility?
Yeah.
Look at facilities, look at coaches, talk to their coaches and talk to your coaches to see if they've heard anything about the program or the school. But the other big thing is, go up there for a visit, meet the kids. If you gel with them, that I say is probably the best thing there is.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have that relationship with the other athletes to where you might not have at, say, a really big Division I program that's really good in track or whatever sport you do.
Yeah.
And those connections you make are long-lasting.
Yeah.
I have friends at Northern Arizona that I still talk to today. I have friends at my junior college that I still talk to today.
Yeah.
I have friends from high school I still talk to today. And that was forever ago.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, hopefully I answered your question. It was good to see you face to face. I'm finally having a conversation.
It's been a while since two Brian Clay meets ago.
Yeah. That's true. Man, I wanted to go last year, and last year was the year that Brian Sanders jumped and
Taylor was there.
Yeah, and I was like, great. The one track that I don't go to, that's what happens.
Yeah, it was a party in the pits out there.
Yeah. Especially, I'm pretty sure they were jumping far. I mean.
Yeah, Sanders had a huge PR.
Yeah.
That day too.
Yeah. He's coming to Elite Fest also.
Nice.
He's confirmed. So get to watch him jump. And the good thing about Elite Fest that's kind of making it more exciting is coaches are coming. So I have a few Pac-12 coaches, a few coaches from other universities in the area that are going to be able to come see the athletes compete. So I know you have class, but hopefully they cancel class so you can come out and compete. That's great.
Now, when are the deadlines for registration for Leap Fest?
I'm going to put it that Wednesday prior.
Okay.
So it's late as possible. And that gives me time to kind of move around the athletes and, because I'm trying to figure out time frame and being effective and also letting the athletes know when they're competing. It's because I want to be able to say, all right, Brian, for example, you guys in this group are going to be competing at 11 o'clock for triple jump. So then that gives them time to get warmed up, do everything specifically that they have to do, and be on the runway. But I'm also going to have an open pit for the younger athletes, like the middle schoolers. They get on the runway, they do their thing, and they can be done and, sit down and watch the big boys.
Now, you said it's on the January 13th?
January 13th. Yeah.
Okay.
The Saturday. Right now I have it from 8 to 1. And, I'm figuring out 8 to 1. I have 2 runways and I can fit, let's just say 15 people on the runway at a time, be probably the max.
Okay.
So I'm trying to move things around. That only puts me at about five flights or so, between 5 and 6 flights. And so that cuts down the amount of total jumpers I can have. So I'm moving things around to be able to put the maximum amount of jumpers to get the experience, but also give the jumpers who are elite level or the top tier jumpers the time to jump in a good fashion.
Yeah. So they're not having to go every 2 minutes like in high school.
Yeah. Or where you're waiting in line for 30 minutes just to jump one time.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make it as exciting as possible, getting more people out there. The marks will be valid for Simplot if you're trying to qualify for that. or New Balance indoors. So trying to make it as fun as
Now,
possible.
so besides triple jump,
Mhm.
long jump, are you having high jump and pole vault as well?
No pole vault, but high jump too. So long, triple, and high jump.
Okay.
Yeah, the pole vault summit's going on that weekend, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to compete with that. Yeah, so just keeping it to just to the jumps and keeping that fun and festive. And also the stands are going to be along the actual runways, so it's just going to be an enclosed area.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
Nice.
So for those, if you haven't signed up yet, the link is in my bio. Click on that and sign up, and then I'll get your information about who you are and then your marks and be able to put you in the correct field. So, all right. Yeah. Any other questions? Anything, or you want people to check you out to see your journey as you go throughout this process?
You guys can all more than welcome follow me on here. It's Ian Jumps 45, but I'll wait a while and have some meets under my belt until you guys can come watch.
Hey, it's always good.
It's going to be a long process.
What was that?
Yeah, it's going to be a long process.
Yeah, it is. But you're in the right spot. I think you're working with a great coach.
Yeah.
You're asking the right questions. You know, you're not just selling with one thing. You're actually going out and being proactive, but you're learning. And the fact that you're also helping kids develop. You know, as you learn more through them, you're learning stuff.
Oh, that's helped me out a lot. I had to think of things different way, dumb it down.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how you see some athletes and they're just fearless? They just go, and you're like, man, I need to just go.
Yeah.
You know,
it's insane.
Yeah. And what's the name of your the track club you work with?
So the track club right now that I'm working with is the Jets Track Club. It's located in the Clovis, California area. It started out a few years ago as kind of like a outreach group, ministry outreach. Mm-hmm. And a couple years ago, I think 2 years ago, it got really big. They had over 100 kids on the team.
Wow.
They had I think it was 72 or 75 kids qualified to the Junior Olympics out in Sacramento.
Nice.
And so I got the honors of working with them this last summer for one of my classes because I had to do an internship practicum, which was fun.
Yeah.
Why not coach doing something you love and you get school credit for it?
Yeah.
So that was a plus. Yeah, I've loved out working with them. Hopefully I get to go back to them this summer and finish where I left off.
That's good. Well, good. You said you have some athletes that are jumping far and doing.
Oh yeah, I have. There's a freshman girl up at Buchanan High School in Fresno, Clovis area. Mm-hmm. She went 18-2 this last summer, which none of us thought would happen. Like I told her straight up, I'm like, hey, you can go 17 mid, 17 high this year, easy, just off of technique and power. And then the one moment I wasn't looking and I didn't record it, boom, 18-2 and 2.5, 18-2.5. She's going to kill me for leaving that half inch out. And she hated me ever since because I didn't watch it and I didn't record it.
Oh, man.
And
I learned my lesson. I have to record every single jump.
Yeah. And then I got to go out to the USA JOs with her this summer. Didn't quite do what we wanted to do. You know, it was her first time at that big stage in a new event. She's only been jumping with me for 7 weeks. Mm-hmm. And she already had a almost 2 foot PR within that 7 weeks.
Nice.
So I was on cloud 9.
Yeah.
And throwing stuff against the wall because I didn't know what to do. I never had to tread those waters.
Yeah.
But yeah, she placed 10th out of 58 or 60 girls and didn't make finals, but I was okay with it. Took a little while to be okay with it. But I know exactly how that is. You set your own expectations as an athlete and don't hit it. Yeah, you're going to be upset. But yeah, now she's ready to go, and her goals are to try and jump 21, 22 feet by her senior year
Nice.
and qualify to Arcadia and state this year.
That sounds good. I'll be there. So I'll be hoping to see you guys there and her competing.
Well, we're going to be there, so,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. But it's kind of one of those things is I'm the club coach and she's at a different high school. And luckily enough, I'm really good friends with the jumps coach that high school
Good.
she's at. And she had mentioned to him that she's working with myself and her sprint coach in the club team.
Mm-hmm.
And he had told her, yeah, just have him give me a call. So I called him up and we were talking and I was like, what are you guys doing? So I could base the stuff I'm doing with her around yours.
Yeah.
And he kind of said the opposite. He had told me what I'd never thought a high school coach would tell a club coach. Do what you're doing. I'm going to base my stuff all off of what you're doing.
Good.
So he's pretty much giving me free reins to work with her. And, we both trust each other, and I got her this far. And now I'm going to fine-tune it and send her back to him.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be a fun this is December, 6 months, 7 months?
6 months, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Well, good. Well, keep me updated, on her progression and everyone else that you have. And,
Oh, definitely.
Your success and really good. So keep it up.
Thanks.
All right, and then Coach Jay, hopefully you can make it out. Just let me know, or I'll see you there. We're good. All right, Ian. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
Do our high school practice pretty soon. And
nice.
I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know if I'm able to make it out to Leap Fest because there's also a meet up at University of Idaho day before that I might go to. A little closer, but nothing can beat California weather.
Yeah. I think last year it was like 69 or 70 degrees, clear day. It was great.
Oh, man, that's like 40 degrees warmer than it is here.
Well, good. All right, well, good talking to you.
Good talking to you.
Yeah, I'll be talking to you soon. And
okay.
Watch. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
All right. See you later, Ian.
Bye. See ya.